All right, we are back. Headlines from the sidelines. This time with Marc Bogutzki at Marc Bogutzki at Instagram. Look at that shout out for you.
I appreciate that.
This time we're going to talk about Ronda Rousey and the WWE. She officially signed.
Huge
so
news.
funny?
I get it. We are going to do.
I think it's huge news, man. Like it's a headline, and like, man, I'm always down for fighters going on and finding success without getting their heads punched.
Now they're just going to get hit with boards with tacks in it.
That's the old school, though. Come on, they don't do that shit anymore. I don't think.
Do they not?
I haven't watched it. But
I haven't seen it since I was sexually active. So
yeah. Well, I will say this.
4 years ago.
It was a good acquisition because I don't follow WWE anymore. I don't watch it, but I will watch it more now because Ronda Rousey's on there just to see how she does. And she obviously had the big signing. She slammed Triple H on the table.
Who?
Triple H. Oh. He's one of the new guys that's been around for the last 20 years, something, give or take. Oh. And then, she got McMahon's face and they got slapped. So I haven't seen anyone get slapped at a signing to a new organization before. It looked real. The slap looked real, yeah.
Honestly, it did. You did make
Not that she cares. I mean, not that Ronda can't take a slap.
I do want to thank you. I have not seen wrestling since I was 9 or so, whatever, but you made me watch that 12-minute clip. It just, I mean, it did. I got to admit, it did look kind of real. Now, when she slammed that dude on the table and he was knocked out.
It's Triple H, bro. You can't act like you don't know who Triple H is.
I mean.
He's been around for like years.
Okay.
I think he dated China at one time. You know who she is? Or was? Is she alive?
No, she passed away.
Yeah, I thought so.
Didn't she used to date Flavor Flav too?
I don't have any idea about that.
I'm not real good on the pop culture.
Yeah, we're not too good with wrestling, but
we don't have American television here in
the
Thailand.
Point is that Ronda Rousey signed with WWE. So what do we think about that? Because what a career path, because we've seen the wrestler. So we've seen like the old school generation of wrestlers and like kind of how, Jake the Snake is in Mexico doing heroin. And
is he really?
He was, I think.
Oh, that's a shame.
I think I saw a documentary about that. I hope I'm right about that. If
not, sorry,
that's
Jake.
Just my opinion.
Sorry, Jake.
If he's like, I feel bad. I don't mean it in a good way. I mean it in like, we've seen the fallout of like the wrestler with Mickey Rourke, one of our alum on.
Who just commented on our Instagram.
Yeah, he follows our show.
Nice.
He did a fantastic portrayal of wrestlers after their prime.
Great movie. And
then they don't have anything. So, I mean, I don't think it's going to happen to someone like Ronda.
No.
I mean, she's set up pretty much for life
when she's
UFC. But
well, see, that's what I'm curious. How much money do you think she's going to make? I mean, there's no way she's making as much as in the UFC.
It's a weird looking contract, though. It had her name and like one line. I mean, of course, that wasn't a real contract, but still.
Well, who knows? I've never signed the WWF.
WWE, they had to change the name.
Them neither. Yeah.
Highlight of wrestling in your life?
Oh, I mean,
was it when Hulk Hogan slammed Andre the Giant?
Andre the Giant, yeah.
88,
who doesn't like that?
87?
Who is above the age of 35 that doesn't remember that?
88, 87.
I'd say
89.
87. WrestleMania 3,
88.
if I remember my VHS correctly.
87. I'm going to go with 87.
It's 87. I'm pretty sure it's 87.
And, that was amazing.
That was.
Those were the days, man.
Now, look, I get wrestling's fake and all that stuff. But now I'm not just going to sit here and dog wrestling. I mean, I'm going to.
I'm waiting for you to. That's why we did this.
I mean, just a little bit of
love. You're
going
to dog it.
You do have to be an actor. Because I don't understand.
You have to be a good actor. You get one take.
Well, like when they're up in their face saying dumb shit, how do they not laugh? I would die laughing.
They're good actors.
They're obviously good athletes. I mean, I'm not going to take anything away from them.
Two compliments.
And you got to be a stuntman in there too.
Three compliments. So you're
and you
full-on fan.
You got to be willing to travel.
Yeah, that's
and
the
wear
biggest
spandex.
Thing.
That's
and tight shorts. But here's the thing. The Rock.
Well, him and who's that other guy that did the Marine movies?
John Cena.
Yeah, that guy.
You know him.
You waving hi to me?
You really don't know?
But I haven't seen wrestling.
You can't see me right now.
What do you mean I can't see you? Anyway, those guys obviously made it. But you got athletes. I remember when Karl Malone, which was one of my favorite basketball players, which is why I remember this, and Dennis Rodman were in the WWF back then, whatever it is. And they lasted like 6 weeks. So, I mean, I get Ronda's probably going to last a little longer, but
it's not for everyone. But like I said, I think when you're an MMA fighter, especially at the top, I mean, you're, as far as like the alpha of this world, of this generation, you're the king and the queen. I mean, like when you go out there and you fight at the highest level, especially when you're a champion.
Oh, she's the most famous female fighter of all time.
You're the top. So it's like, I mean, once you've done that, I mean, everything else is just kind of fun, I think. You know, I mean, like I saw an interview with Ronda Rousey after she signed and did that performance on WWE, and she said that it was the first time that she went to a venue where she had a smile on her face.
Well,
she said that it was.
She knows she can't get hurt. I mean, obviously there is that aspect of falling wrong or whatever.
Yeah.
And there have been fighters that died in the ring.
Yeah.
The squared circle, if I remember correctly, that Mean Gene Okerlund used to call it. You remember that name?
You sure know a lot for someone who's not.
Yeah, in 1989, shit. I mean, my dad, we watched when we were 9. Then he got a job, and we quit
we're
watching
old
that.
now, but we're still speaking on behalf. There's gonna be a lot of these.
I'm sure there's a lot we don't remember.
A lot of people.
Beware. You remember that guy?
Yeah. Jake the Snake is my favorite.
He was up there.
He had a snake in the bag every time.
Who's the guy that used to always kiss the chick?
I don't know, but Brutus the Barber Beefcake. Is that right?
Holy shit! Yeah.
He was something.
Who else?
The Ultimate Warrior was a beast, throwing people out of the ring.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
He was one of my favorites.
He used to carry a 4x4 in there.
That's all he needed, dude. No snakes.
Then he actually got hurt. Maybe he burned his eye or something with a lighter.
I don't remember. And Andre the Giant was a big one.
I am a wrestling fan. Holy shit.
Yeah, Andre the Giant was a big one, and then he
was huge.
Yeah, and then he passed away. But man, going back to that slam, dude, because I remember he tried to slam him once and then failed, and then Andre the Giant fell on top of him.
Either that was tremendous acting or that wasn't fake. Because
I think he picked him up.
I mean, he had to weigh, what, 600 pounds? I don't care.
I think he picked him up and was like, oh, shit, I'm getting myself into something here. And then the second time he shook his head and everything. But I think he really did put everything he had into it. Because, dude, Andre the Giant, how much does he weigh? Like
600-something pounds?
I mean, he must weigh at least 400 or 500 pounds.
Fun fact about him, he used to drink
500
2
pounds.
or 3 bottles of vodka a day.
Really?
Yeah, I saw something about that.
Is this a fact, or is he
Huge
making this
fact.
up?
No, I don't even.
So you know a shit ton about wrestling, dude.
If it was pre-1990.
This has made a complete turn from the beginning.
Yeah.
Well, fill me in then, Mr. Wrestler.
I mean, I don't really. I mean, what do you want to know?
Okay, so the question is, how's Ronda going to do in wrestling? And
here's a question for you.
Okay.
Speaking of Ronda, is she going to be like, there's always the bad guy and the good guy or whatever?
Yeah.
Is she going to be the bad guy or the good guy?
I mean, considering she slammed Triple H and got in McMahon's face, I mean, I don't know. The people are kind of... I don't know where they're at with the authority in the WWE right now. Sometimes they're against the authority. Sometimes they're not. It seems like on the episode that we just watched, she's a fan favorite. I mean, you can't deny that she's a fighter and that she's proven herself as one of the best athletes and fighters in the world. So she's going to have a lot of respect there for sure.
Do you think she's going to live out her entire contract or quit early? I think she's going to get bored of it.
We're going to call it now and then see what happens?
I say she gets bored of it.
Of wrestling?
When you fight for real, as you know, that's all I've been doing my whole life. I would just imagine going from that to, obviously the athletic fake wrestling. It just seems like she'd lose that competitive edge. I mean, she was the Olympian, world champion.
Yeah, but she's over all that, man. She's done it all.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get this is a money thing.
She's been at the top of everything. And the thing about it is like you hear these fighters say, I miss the fans screaming when I walk out. I miss, when you walk into the auditorium and you see the fans, or walk into the ring, or you get in the ring and everybody's, you do miss those things. Like I miss those things, right?
Well, she can come back to fighting.
No. But I'm
60.
Here's what I'm trying to say. You miss those things, but what people don't realize is those emotions and feelings, like they're balanced with like horrible emotions and feelings, because you also could be about to get your ass kicked on live TV in front of everyone and lose everything you've worked for. So it's like, it's not just an upside when you walk out there. So yeah, it's great to feel the fans. You get excited, you get amped up. I think I said this before, but Donald Cerrone, if you look at the MMA Junkie Instagram, you're gonna have to scroll down a little bit now that the UFC happened. But there's a video of Donald Cerrone with the UFC kind of backdrop, and he's all like kitted out with like Harley Davidson stuff on and stuff, so he totally looks like himself. He explains it quite well as far as like how intense and scary it is to walk out and fight, like how intense fight day is. And this is a guy that does everything crazy. He's one of the craziest guys in the sport.
Cerrone, you tell us.
Well, I'm just saying that's just another example. I could say it all day, but it's a scary feeling. So yeah, you do enjoy the fans yelling. You enjoy the hype of all that, but it's also interrupted with the fear of losing what you want so bad. You know, I've never been afraid of getting hurt or getting injuries when I fight or anything. It's always been losing and letting my team down, letting my family down, letting the sport, you know, not that sport's rooting for me, but
so now there's no pressure for her.
There's no pressure. So she's taken out that element of kind of risk and danger and is just enjoying the moment of fans being happy. So it's like, I think it's going to be great for her.
Okay, then I've got a question for you.
And she has so much money saved up already. If she keeps making more, I don't think it's going to be a survival thing for her where she's constantly trying to save more money and build something up. I think she can just pile the money she makes from WWE on top of what she's doing already and just enjoy herself for a few years. I mean, I don't know how long her contract is, but I'm all for fighters that get out of fighting and can do something with their lives that's not involving getting hit in the head and walking out in front of 20, 30,000 people screaming and getting that feeling again without getting hit and risking actual real, like, you know, full on like career suicide and danger. And hats off to her.
All right. Well, hold on. Okay. For you now, I will, you know how much I love giving you compliments. You know,
yeah, you don't.
You really are one of the nice guys of MMA. Obviously, during the UFC, I've never seen you.
There's going to be a big butt after this.
That's what?
There's going to be a big butt right at the end of this.
No, not at all.
Oh, really?
No,
That's it? Oh, okay, so we're moving on.
That was just, it was the same. No, it's like you always signed autographs. You always took pictures. You always, like I said, we told the story when that, you know, helped that kid out with leukemia and all that stuff. And that's amazing. Could you go right now from being that well-liked? Because it's not like we ever go anywhere and people are like, fuck you, Mike. You know, you never hear that, you know?
No.
And, of course, a couple of douchebags on the internet say a few things. But other than that, 99% of the people respect what you've done. Could you go out there and become like one of the bad wrestlers and get booed and feel the hatred and all that stuff?
Yeah, but I'm different than she is. So I miss going out there and having the fans all supporting me and stuff. But there's not a lot I would really like look for. I don't know. I wouldn't do it. I don't think. I wouldn't do WWE.
That was the point.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I mean, for the right money, of course.
I don't know. I mean, I guess there's always a price.
$5 million?
There's always a price. But I think even for good, lucrative money, I wouldn't really do that, I don't think. And to be honest with you, it's a lot of work, and it's a lot of travel, like you said. And I got so much other things going on that I enjoy. I mean, the gym we have. I mean, dude, how enjoyable is it going to work every day? And seeing what we're doing,
people
we're
don't
building
come to the gym to flick you off, you know.
Yeah, and I think it's a selfless job that we're doing now, compared to my fighting career, where, you know, when you're going out there and you're fighting, you're doing something for yourself. You know what I mean? You got to be selfish to be a successful fighter, as weird as that sounds. You have to miss birthday parties. You have to miss gatherings. You got to miss sometimes weddings and different things because you have to be training or going to a fight or whatever. So you selfishly miss all these things and
well, she's gonna have to miss that too.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to do that as much as she's gonna have to do it. So I'm saying, like,
so they must have paid her a decent.
I'm just saying, yeah. So you have to be selfish in yourself to be successful. But the reward is, if you are successful, you can make money, make a name for yourself, and then do something else with your life. And like for me, the gym, I mean, dude, it's a lot more selfless than my fighting career, and I enjoy that more selfishly. Does that make sense? Because I selfishly like seeing success from people and seeing people happy and hearing the stories that people tell us every day. You know, I'm proud of them and happy for them, but it makes me happy too. Kind of like when you give somebody a gift compared to giving or getting a gift. You know, people are like, oh, wow, you're so special because you'd rather give than take. But it's a selfish thing too. I feel good when I give. You know what I mean? So you're selfishly giving presents because it makes you feel better. It's not necessarily that you don't like getting gifts. It's the fact that it makes you feel good to make other people happy. And I think the gym, dude, how many success stories do we see there? And WWE is a little bit more along the lines of kind of being selfish again, sort of, right? Like, I would be continuing on that path of just being me, and missing out a lot of my life. And I feel like I've missed so much of my life. It's time for me to get my life back. Like, I want to be able to take time off and go and see my kids more and like do the things in life that I didn't get to do because I was staring at a bag or my teammates punching me in the face my whole life. You know what I mean? And this gym isn't going to enable me to do that. The more it grows, the bigger it gets. Not to mention, I'm seeing success on so many different levels, not just fighters, not just people coming in wanting to be pro fighters and kickboxers and athletes, but just all your regular people that come in, like the people you talk to every day that want to lose weight, that want to have their first Muay Thai fight just as a challenge. They're 40 years old. You know, they want to come here and fight and prove it to their family and their kids that they can do it.
I love the bucket list guys, man. Those are the coolest.
The bucket list guys, the people like that, like that's awesome to me. And you know, every day we go into work, we're excited because we never know what we're going to see. And like, if you follow our Instagrams, you can get a grasp of what we're talking about because we try to like like kind of like, you know, encompass that on our stories and our posts. But like, it's really cool to see these people. And we got hundreds of people on site every day from all over the world. And they're just so excited to be there. So for me personally, it's not for me, but I mean, I think it's a great gig for her. I mean,
I'd do
she's
it,
a show. I mean, she's a showman. You know, I mean, she loves being out there. And I think there's certain people like your artists and your entertainers that's their calling. You know what I mean? Like their calling is to be out there and be on the center stage. And
I hope she can do it. I don't know, it just seems like completely, obviously, she's not going to be training anymore like she used to. Now she's got to do like what, acrobatic
it's tough though, bro.
Gymnastics. And
I think it's tough, man. I don't think it's just super easy.
I wish somehow that it would say what she got paid, because I'm just curious.
I'm curious about that, yeah.
To become literally the best.
So Ronda,
woman
whenever
in the
you
world,
do get around to watching this podcast episode, I know you'll watch it.
we should just get Ronda on here. I'd say in studio.
I'm sure. But seriously, when you get around to watching this podcast, just send us a message and let us know how much you make.
Yeah,
Just
text us.
We'll keep it between us, because I am curious. I'm curious about how much a lot of people make in and around the sport, to be honest with you. I'm like, I don't know why I'm so fascinated with money and like how much people make.
Here's a good question then. And this, well, to me it is. So wrestling roughly, I guess, started in the 70s and all that crap, but really most people remember it from, I guess, mid-80s on.
Yeah, I don't have any idea.
Well, I'm just guessing. Okay?
It was just there when I was growing up. It was just already there on TV.
And the UFC started in 93, right? So relatively looking back, damn near the same time. Give or take 10 years, I get it. So it's not like one's, 100 years old, one's 6 years old. Why is it so many WWF, whatever they're called, wrestlers turned to...
You know so much to know so little.
Well, I don't know.
You're like on it with like the facts and the dates and like...
Well, no, I'm just curious, like because there is good documentaries out there about, I mean, there's every wrestler like you've ever heard of does drugs, is homeless.
And I hope I'm right about, that whole
you're
Jake the Snake
right.
thing
You're always right.
and
Him
Mexico.
Too, yeah,
but I did see a documentary, and it was years and years ago, man. And I felt so sick because it was like my heroes of the day when I was a kid, and they were just in Mexico doing these small shows, and like I guess they were trying to go through rehab and stuff. And man, it was so sad. And then Mickey Rourke, like I said, we brought him up already, but he's a alum of the show, man. He's still like one of our most proudest guests to have. He's never done a podcast. His portrayal was absolutely amazing. If you've never seen the movie The Wrestler, what a fucking movie.
What it is. That's what it seems like. Not everyone, of course, but I mean, you got guys like who's that one that just shot his family and then shot himself? Yeah. Chris Benoit.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't hear that I get that asshole that kicked the shit out of that porn star. What was that guy's name?
War Machine. So I know you know about this because you watch every documentary on Earth. So how many people do you think? What do you think the safety numbers are between Ultimate Fighting in general, like MMA in general, compared to wrestling? Now it's different now because I think it's safer now than the old days when they're like landing on tacks and like hitting each other with, Owen Hart. I mean, I don't think they do that anymore.
The one that fell from the ceiling?
Yeah, I don't think they do crazy stuff like that too much anymore, right? So I think it's a bit safer. But how many people you think has had serious injuries from wrestling? I mean, that we know of.
I mean, it's got to be a fuck ton.
I mean, I figure you've watched so many documentaries.
Yeah, but
on
I mean,
stuff.
there's so many different organizations. I'm just comparing it to UFC. I'd be comparing it just to WWF.
Right.
And then it's like
we've got a little dark on the podcast here. Well, we're talking about Ronda Rousey, obviously,
and then people killing their families.
Yeah, signing
again,
to WWE.
I'm not making light of that subject, but it just.
But I will say that has to do with maybe some other issues that have nothing to do with the wrestling. I mean, that's just people that are. I mean, I think there was steroids involved. I think there was drugs involved. There was a lot of different things. Maybe some CTE. I don't know. There's a lot of things involved.
You're getting slammed around a lot. You can't always land correctly.
And man, people.
So yes, it is fake, but I mean, it seems like the dangers are almost more there, with all these people switching to drugs and painkillers, and you just don't hear many UFC fighters going on just paths like that of just destructing.
Not current ones.
And I get it. It's still relatively.
There's a lot at the end of their game though that have fell off and are not doing the best.
I mean, that's every job.
I think that's every job. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
on a good note, we'll try to end on a good note though. I am curious to see how she does. I am going to watch. So it was a good acquisition, like I said before, for bringing her on board because I'm going to watch the show and see how she does. I think judging that first appearance, not first, but a signing, the official first time, she looked overwhelmed. And I think that was because she's such a performer to have that many people screaming her name. I mean, she had to fight back tears, you know what I mean? Because she's thinking of herself as an athlete and as a superstar that she is. So it's kind of hard to be that tough and stay in character, stay in role. And like, she looked like she was about to cry almost a couple times.
She's nervous.
Yeah, for sure.
I find it weird that she couldn't.
But she'll adapt, I think.
She couldn't take down Holly Holm, but she can take that Triple H guy and slam him.
Oh, God.
And he's 130 more pounds.
Don't do it.
I'm a Holly Holm fan. Maybe she doesn't have enough H's in her name. Holly Holm's only 2. That guy had 3. I think that's something to do with it. I'm a Holly Holm fan, so.
I'm a Ronda Rousey fan. I like Holly Holm too, but geez, man, why you gotta take such a dark turn on that?
Hey, how many times can I use that many H's in a story?
Jeez. There we go. We were gonna have her on the show, and that's it. Now.
I'd rather have Holly Holm. I mean, if we can get one.
Well, Ronda's for sure out now.
It's just part of the wrestling shit talking. She knows.
Oh, but that was a real fight. We're trying to talk about wrestling and her. Congratulations to Ronda Rousey, and you're like,
still are.
Oh man.
Is it too much?
Too much.
Well, another H. I hope you enjoyed the highlight from the sidelines.
Headlines.
Headline. I don't even know the name of the damn show.
Headlines from the sidelines. Anyway, guys, leave us your comment. Talk your shit to Mark. I'm sure you're getting some hate mail on this one.
Again, I respect the athletes.
You're being truthful. Not everyone loves wrestling. Not everyone loves UFC, whatever. You're just kind of in the middle.
I wonder how many actual MMA fans are actually diehard MMA fans or actually diehard WWF fans.
I'll tell you this. Cain Velasquez, Daniel Cormier, Leandro Vieira, all front row for Ronda Rousey signing. You saw him on the TV. You see him? They were going bonkers.
Mike.
I've trained with Cain Velasquez for like, I don't know how many years. I ain't never seen that dude that excited.
Mike, let me explain something.
He was jumping up and down. He was so excited, dude.
Let me tell you something.
Daniel Cormier, even though he had his necklace on the outside of his shirt, that's cool. I accept that, but he was excited as hell.
Do you know what I did February 29th, 2006?
You're great at dates. I have no idea.
I sat front row at a Michael Bublé concert. You know why?
No,
because they got free tickets. So maybe they just got free tickets.
No, they're fans because Ronda Rousey's
they're
in there.
supporting Ronda.
Yeah.
I just wanted you to know I went to a Michael Bublé concert.
But the WWE is growing new fans. I guarantee you, Daniel Cormier, Cain Velasquez, and many, many UFC fighters are going to now start watching WWE. Guaranteed.
Are we going to?
Including this one. I'm still technically under contract. I can come back, you know. Don't think it's over if I don't want it to be.
With those moves?
Yeah, that's probably pretty bad. What do I got to do? Keep my chin down?
There you go. Welcome back.
Is that better?
Maybe it's just... Anyway.
Or maybe you can teach me to fight after you fight at 50,000
subscribers. After I teach you how to play basketball.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. When we do our next podcast, we're going to do episode number 20, the big number 20. We're going to book a big guest like we did Dana White for episode number 10. But I think just the two of us, man, we have so much to talk about. We turned down Conor McGregor. Yeah, he was calling and calling and
begging to be number 20.
Dude, it's crazy, huh?
No, Conor.
Yeah, we just said no. I mean, maybe we didn't, but
didn't happen.
We'll just stick to that. And I think it's going to be the two of us, and we're just going to reminisce on a ton of stories. A lot of the so you guys leave comments on this video.
Yeah, if you want to hear some old school, high school stories.
You've watched enough of the podcast, guys, to know kind of what we talk about, what our histories are, what we've been through. So leave us some comments and ask us what you want to hear about on this this episode number 20. And we will definitely have some basketball footage. When you guys see this court, hey, did we not build a sick court on this?
Bet you did.
We all did it, but dude, it's gonna be sick, man. They're finishing it up in the next 2 days.
I mean, I did design it.
It'll be designed it. I designed it.
Well,
you drew it. I'll give you that. And you drew the stairs.
We got to show that. Yeah, that's kind of neat.
That was pretty cool. So anyway, we will have definitely the best basketball court of any gym in the world.
So that'll be fun.
So that's cool. Any fight gym, any combat gym. So anyway, we'll get that in there in episode 20. Show you guys a little bit of that action, and let us know what your thoughts are on Ronda Rousey and the WWE. If you're excited, if you're going to watch it, if you're not going to watch it, what you think about wrestling, what you think about Marc.
I haven't had really negative comments in a while.
I know you've been doing good till now.
Yeah, well.
As soon as this gets posted, holy shit.
When it's a subject I'm so passionate about, like the WWF.
It's WWE.
Whatever. One letter off.
Do you know what the WWF stands for?
Isn't it the Worldwide Panda Fund or something? Or something about
the panda is the mascot.
It's something like that.
World Wildlife Fund, I think.
Oh, so you don't know either. Way to try to make me look like a jackass. Hey, at least I knew the panda part.
Maybe it's a World Wildlife Federation. I don't know. No, it can't be the federation. It's got to be the fund. Whatever. They sued them. It's a weird they couldn't buy that back, though, but I guess they stuck to it.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was it, guys. We only made this podcast longer because you guys complained about the last one, the recap show being too short. This one's not longer than that one, but we rambled on. To say Ronda Rousey signed with the WWE, I think we rambled on quite a bit.
We went
all different angles. Like we got you guys all over the place. So again, and it's late at night here in Thailand. So we're just kind of rambling on. This is fun for us, man. We're having fun. Yeah. We have the studio right here. Thank you guys for the comments, man. We have like 100 comments already on the one we posted yesterday. It's got 3,000 views just on YouTube, and not even counting iTunes, SoundCloud, all the other platforms. So thanks for the comments, and
making me want to get a YouTube subscription.
I know you guys, a few comments appreciated the fact that we get the recaps out so fast. Just understand the reason they're not out faster than they actually are is the broadcast comes on at like 9 a.m. here. And
that's the main card. So if you want to watch any of those prelims, it's 6 a.m.
Yeah,
on our only day off.
And if you know me, if you've ever hung out with me for a while, you know 9 a.m. is just like unacceptable. I don't get up at 9 a.m.
You're up till 9 working.
Yeah, I'm pretty much up till like.
I got 2 compliments in one podcast.
6. Thank you, man.
Yeah, no,
and you told me in the last podcast that I beat you at horse.
Way to bring that up.
That's going to bring up every podcast. So I don't get up at 9 a.m. So what we do is we watch the rebroadcast on Fight Pass in the evening because everyone's asleep after the time we get up anyway. We get up like 11 or so on Sunday, 12. Everyone's asleep in the States. So we just wait till the evening time, watch the broadcast, and we literally, I'm not even kidding you, we watch the broadcast and come straight to the studio. Yeah, straight to the studio, and we just lay it out. So we may get things wrong, or, we may be wrong about some of the updates or some of the current events that happened since the actual time of the fight, but we give it to you raw. So it's our opinion. It's our thoughts, and we're glad you appreciate that, and we're glad you noticed, even though it is kind of a delay because we don't watch it till a little bit later, but it is not really delayed from when we see it. So
we're a day ahead of them.
We don't look at news. We don't look at anything else. We just come straight in here and give our opinion straight after the fight. Well, we look at Twitter and some of the updates right after, obviously like the Colby Covington thing, but
that was nice.
We're not sitting there like
we'll talk about that tomorrow,
studying it or anything.
We'll go more into depth about Kobe tomorrow.
Yeah, we should. Man, Kobe, holy shit, that was a hornet's nest he stirred up.
Colby or Kobe?
Who cares? Doesn't matter. Just Covington. We'll just call him that.
There you go.
But check out the podcast we did yesterday, the recap, if you want to hear about that. But man, holy shit!
What a great guy.
That could have been the worst tweet, most controversial tweet in the history of UFC ever.
Makes Donald Trump's.
I've seen people get fired from the UFC, cut because of tweets they made.
Yeah.
Of course, they were really bad. But this one's like borderline, like pretty bad.
Miguel Torres.
You shouldn't get fired for this one, I don't think. But it was definitely like it was a low blow.
That was rough.
Yeah. And then he just kept following.
We're not going to ruin it for you because you got to watch tomorrow's.
Or yesterday's. You catch that one.
Shit. Well, now they're just going to watch yesterday's instead of tomorrow's.
We'll do tomorrow's too. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for the comments. Please subscribe. Again, the subscriptions are coming in, and 50,000. This guy's fighting a live Muay Thai fight.
Quit bringing that up.
In Thailand. And he's never been in a fight. Though he got sucker punched when he was drunk in Patong, which we went in a different podcast, and he denied.
That was at a grocery store.
Yeah, whatever. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. We will talk to you next time. Headlines. You say it one time, correct?
Headlines from the sidelines featuring Marc Bogutzki and this other guy.
That might stick.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Take care.
Your name's in the title already. Give me one.
All right, I'll give you that.
All right.
All right.
Later, guys.
See ya.
Real